Do you encourage your current players to go and watch the pro day workouts? Do you want them to kind of see what that's all about?
We mentioned it to them. The juniors, seniors to be, I think, take the Wonderlic test and maybe get some height and weight measurements. So they do that. And then if they don't have class, a lot of them will hang around, root on their former teammates.
So what are you seeing out of the quarterbacks this far into spring that you were maybe hoping to see or that you still want to see?
Well, part of it is that, just trying to see if we can expand our playbook, particularly our passing game. And I think we have. It's been good progress. There's still some mistakes being made, but out of Brandon and Khalil, I think our menu of plays is going to be able to grow, and it should because of the experience that they're getting.
How much of the true progress for those guys comes in the summer?
There's a lot of it, and I've mentioned it to them. You can't play at an elite level, particularly at quarterback, if you're not fully committed throughout the summer to work not only on the physical part but the mental part. And I think we have, but there's another level that we got to get to, and they got to do that on their own without the coaches being there, without our direction. And I think they want it. I feel good about those guys understanding what they need to do this summer because I think they've worked okay, but I don't know if they had the kind of experience to know what they got to do in the summer. Now they should have a better idea of that.
How do you know that they're doing the right things when you can't coach them personally?
Well, we could work with them a little bit in the summer, but we can't use a football, which is really silly. But I'll be able to tell the first couple of days of practice, the timing of the passing game, the few number of mistakes that we made to being at camp will tell me how hard they worked this summer.
How much does putting extra help those guys? Maybe
well, that position, if you're not a gym rat, then I don't think you could ever be as good as you could need to be. The best quarterbacks at all levels are ones that truly are obsessed with the game and everything about the game, and that's where we got to get those guys to.
Who among your recent quarterbacks fit that description of the gym rat?
Well, a lot of them, and when B.J. Denker was here, he was that. Matt Scott was that. When I had Pat White, he was that. Denard Robinson, all the ones that have been great players have been that. And I think the good part about it, I think it is really important to the quarterbacks that we have. And hopefully they'll understand that this summer. And we've got 40-some new players coming in. We've got a lot of young guys on the roster, so they've got to take charge and be a great leader in that regard in the summer when the coaches aren't around as much.
How do Brandon and Khalil compare to each other as far as the playbook menu?
Well, Brandon's ahead, which he should be because he's been here a little bit longer, and Khalil's trying to catch up. He was a 17-year-old freshman, last year. But it's important to him, and I think both of them. And we're going to give them the menu of plays that they got to know, like the back of their hand for the summer, and I feel confident they'll work on it because they're dynamic players and they can be really good if they take that part to another level.
Have they been splitting reps evenly, the first team reps?
Pretty much. We kind of split the ones and twos up pretty equally, but Brandon is still with the ones. Khalil's got to beat him out, but there's going to be more competition in the fall, and we'll see what happens.
How deep do you want to go with the receiver group this season?
I want to be able to play 10. 8's not a normal number, and we go 4 wide quite a bit. But if I could have 10 that we can have confidence in, that would be a great number. I don't know. If to have 10, we're going to have a couple newcomers that's not on campus yet. But we have some talent coming in.
What did you expect for Jalen Cochran this summer?
Well, he's not practicing. Jalen's still battling the concussion issues from the fall. He's been able to get a little slowly better and doing more workouts, but he hasn't practiced, and I don't know if he'll practice all spring, so obviously that's a concern.
When you say 10 wide receivers, does that include the tight ends, or is that separate?
No,
from the
that's
tight
just
ends?
10 pure wideouts. We're going to play 2 to 3 tight ends, too.
Has Nathan Tilford continued to progress since
He
the
is.
beginning?
He's a physical guy, and he loves football. He's going to get confused and lost a little bit, but I'm real confident that Nathan, because he enrolled early and because he'll be here all summer, will feel real good in August. And he's a talented guy, and he'll be okay.
Would you say that that's someone you expect to play as a freshman?
I don't know. My expectation is with every freshman we sign, they'll play. I don't know whether mentally they'll all be ready to play or not, but Nathan physically, I think will be ready. But we have some talented guys there. We'll see mentally if he can catch up.
You just said a couple minutes ago that Khalil has to beat out Brandon. Is the dynamic between them different than what it was between Brandon and Anu last spring in that regard?
Only from the standpoint that I think Brandon had a little more experience, and Khalil's got some experience, and he's made enough progress to make it a competition. Of course, and of course, we want competition, but guys know when there's a true competition, and Khalil's got enough skills to make it a true competition. So we'll see what happens. I don't worry about who's starting right now, and I won't worry about who's starting until the day before the first game.
You mentioned the newcomers quite a bit this spring. How much will that group kind of shake things up from what
Who's
you're
that?
seeing? The newcomers that are coming in this summer?
Yeah, it's gonna. I think the whole roster. It's a third of our roster. You're talking 40-some guys. It's over a third of our roster. So the competition level will increase. I think the talent level is certainly going to increase. I wish they were all here right now, but it's going to be a fun August camp. It'll be the most competitive August camp we've had since I've been here.
Okay. Thanks. Let's go.